Kyle Larson is kinda cocky, but usually he can back it up. The double, however, served Larson up an old-fashioned slice of humble pie. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove. We've got Kyle Larson drama, power rankings coming up in a few minutes, but first, some news this morning I saw on X. Mike Bagley just posted, NASCAR Senior Vice President of Competition Elton Sawyer just said on the morning drive, increasing the horsepower on Cup cars is on the table and is being discussed daily. Whoa, motorsports Christmas was a couple days ago, but we're still finding things at the bottom of our stocking. I'll have to see if I can find the clip of Sawyer saying that, but that's very exciting news. Right now, the Cup cars generate around 670 horsepower at most tracks. Based on what Roush Yates engines have said, they could crank that up to 750 without much issue. I do hope they do that for most tracks. Is that going to fix all of our issues with short track or road course racing? No, absolutely not. But I do think adding a significant amount of horsepower will allow the better drivers and teams who have hit the setup to separate themselves, which will occasionally lead to guys opening up bigger leads, big gaps, but hopefully will also give the better drivers and cars more opportunities to make passes. Very encouraging to see that news. Saw that post literally right as I pressed the button to start recording. Before we get into Larson, power rankings, and more, we have to thank our sponsor. Tablo is a game-changing device if you're looking to stream live TV, including many NASCAR races. Tablo is a DVR and over-the-air TV tuner that lets you watch and record live broadcast channels completely free once you've got it set up. That includes Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS, really anything you can get with a good antenna. Plus, don't forget all the free streaming channels on top of local TV. You hook it up to an antenna or use Tablo's antenna, connect it to your Wi-Fi, and then stream your live local channels straight to your smart TV, phone, or tablet wherever you are. And you can pause, rewind, and record everything. The setup is simple. Just plug Tablo into your antenna, power it up, use the Tablo app to scan for channels, and within minutes you're watching crystal clear live TV. And you can easily use it to record upcoming NASCAR races. Many NASCAR races air on Fox or NBC, plus the entire Xfinity schedule is on the CW. Tablo's a big supporter of racing. You'll see them on Ryan Ellis's number 71 Xfinity Series car this weekend at Nashville. Huge thank you again to Tablo for sponsoring Out of the Groove, Ryan Ellis. It's a great solution for watching, recording NASCAR Xfinity Series races. You can click the link down in the description below and use promo code ERICE to get $20 off any TabloTV product. Thank you to Tablo for sponsoring the show. Kyle Larson had a really bad Sunday. Rain once again delayed the start of the Indy 500, rendering Kyle Larson's pursuit of 1,100 miles all but impossible from the get-go. Then he made a couple mistakes in the race, stalled the car exiting pit road, and then spun on a restart, crashed. Larson goes to Charlotte for the 600 and hits the wall while leading, spins out, and then later gets caught up in another crash. 2 races, 2 DNFs. For the second straight year, a day that began with so much potential ended with so much disappointment. If you've spent any time on social media the past couple of days, you've seen fans take plenty of shots at Kyle Larson. And I get it. Larson wins a lot. He also crashes a lot. He's somewhat controversial. And he's a little arrogant. This infamous quote from last year's Chili Bowl often gets misquoted, but Kyle Larson was asked if he's a better driver than 4-time defending F1 champion Max Verstappen, and Larson bit. He said, quote, "I know in my mind I am better than him as an all-around driver. Maybe not an open-wheel IndyCar or Formula 1 car, but that's one discipline. I think I would beat him in everything else." The best driver in the world debate, although that's not exactly what Kyle Larson said, has raged on ever since. Kyle Larson had a chance to end that debate on Sunday, and he didn't. Instead, that turned out to be one of the worst Sundays Larson has had in quite some time. He's left the best driver, most versatile driver argument wide open. Larson is definitely cocky. There's the Max Verstappen quote. There's what he said earlier this season about wanting to embarrass the Xfinity Series field every time he gets in one of those cars. And this week, many fans on social media have slammed Larson for something that happened during the opening pace laps at Indianapolis. Scott McLaughlin spun and crashed on the pace laps. Cold tires, cold, potentially still damp racetrack. He slipped, bad mistake, a devastating end to his Indy 500 effort. A clip from Kyle Larson's onboard has made the rounds on social media where you can hear someone on Larson's radio say,
Something just crashed.
I can't tell you if that's Kyle Larson who said it or if maybe it was his spotter, Tyler Maughan. But yeah, whoever said it, that's kind of mean. But I don't know, my take, it's professional sports. That's pretty mild compared to most trash talk. But then in the video, as Larson passes the number 3 wreckage, he gives him a little thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, my first interpretation is, dang, that's kind of rubbing it in there. Kind of disrespectful, not great sportsmanship. Kicking a guy when he's down, but hey, there are multiple ways also to interpret that thumbs up. I don't know the depths of Larson and McLaughlin's relationship. That could have literally been a thumbs up, hey, you okay, you good? It also could have been a snarky, hey, thanks for delaying the start even further. I'm on a time crunch here trying to get to Charlotte. We don't know the true intent behind that, but yeah, that clip looks cocky. Anyway, nobody would be talking about those clips if Kyle Larson doesn't crash out of both races. Larson is definitely a little cocky, but usually he backs it up on the racetrack. I want to embarrass the Xfinity field. Well, he did. He's opened up 15-second leads in that series. I'm the best all-around driver. Well, he's got a cup championship, 30-plus cup wins, road course, short track, big track. He's won 3 Chili Bowl Nationals. He's won High Limit, World of Outlaws, Dirt Sprint Car, Dirt Late Model. But as fast as Larson is and as successful as he's been, he's had some embarrassing moments. He does overstep. He crashes a lot. With Larson, you kind of have to take all the highs with the lows. We've talked about that. Unfortunately for Larson and his fans, Sunday was a huge low. Not everyone's going to like Kyle Larson, and I completely get that. I don't personally mind a little arrogance if you're able to back it up. And again, throughout his career, Larson, for the most part, has backed it up. Shoot, he won 4 races in 2017 for Chip Ganassi Racing. Has anyone ever won 4 races in a single year for Chip Ganassi? Kurt Busch, dude's going into the Hall of Fame, and I think he won 3 races total at Ganassi. Kyle Larson is really good, and you gotta be a little full of yourself to gain that competitive edge. Same thing can be said about Joey Logano. Last week after the All-Star race, he admitted, yeah, I'm kind of a sore loser. I get it. This stuff is hard. You've got your whole race team, your sponsors, money riding on every decision you make behind the wheel. You gotta be a little arrogant. And if you're successful, like Joey Logano and Kyle Larson have been, then, you're backing it up. Anyway, in conclusion, is Kyle Larson one of the best, most versatile race car drivers in the world? I would say yes. Did he have a really bad day at Indy and Charlotte? Absolutely. Is it fair to call him out when he makes mistakes? Yes. Do you have to like Kyle Larson? No. Some fans are going to like that edge. Others aren't. Let me know what side of the fence you fall on. I'm excited to see how Kyle Larson can bounce back at Nashville Superspeedway this weekend. He's won there before. We'll see what he can do this coming Sunday. On that note, let's talk power rankings. Every week, I rank the 10 best performing, fastest drivers and teams in the NASCAR Cup Series right now. And I'll be honest, this was a tough week because a lot of guys who have been in my top 10 most of the year struggled at Charlotte. Pit road penalties, lack of speed, wrecks, you name it. While drivers like AJ Allmendinger, Brad Keselowski, Carson Hocevar, Michael McDowell, Ryan Preece, Noah Gragson all either ran really well or got good finishes. But it's tough for me to put all those guys ahead of drivers who've been more consistently fast, led more laps, won more races throughout the year, etc., etc. So this will be a really interesting top 10. I'm excited to see if we agree or disagree. All those guys I mentioned a second ago could probably be honorable mentions this week, but at number 10, I have Chase Briscoe. Top fives, the last 2 points races, he won the pole at Charlotte for the 600. Briscoe and James Small seem to be making the right adjustments start to finish, getting better as the race goes on. He's creeping towards the top 10 in points. Give me Chase Briscoe at 10, trending in the right direction. At number 9, Tyler Reddick has had inconsistent intermediate speed this year, but that's why Texas and Charlotte immediately jump into my mind as missed opportunities. He spun himself at Texas when he probably had a top 5 car, and then at Charlotte, he sped on pit road and then later crashed when again, he had a top 5 car. 2 top 5 runs, all but wasted. Now, he did earn the second most stage points at Charlotte this weekend. That does not go unnoticed. That's why I can't drop him. Reddick hanging strong there at 9th. I have Ross Chastain in position number 8. That's now 5 top 10 finishes the past 7 points races, and now he has that race win. Welcome back to the playoffs, Ross Chastain. This team does not have consistent speed, but Chastain, Phil Surgeon, the pit crew stepping up to the plate in big moments. Chastain gave Phil Surgeon a lot of credit post-race for nailing the balance of that number 1 car, that final green flag run. He was able to drive up and pass a Gibbs and a Hendrick car straight up. That's hard to do. Ross Chastain at 8. At number 7, solid night at Charlotte for Chase Elliott. Earned a few stage points, avoided trouble. 6th place finish. It's what this team does. Not lighting the world on fire, but another good, solid, respectable run. Elliott up to 4th in the regular season points. In the 6th position, I've got Joey Logano. After several great runs in a row, including a win at Texas and a 2nd place finish in the All-Star race, Logano just had no speed Sunday night. Most of Penske looked way off, so I'll chalk this race up as a one-off, weird, wacky whiff. I believe they'll find their footing once again here at Nashville, where Joey Logano is the defending race winner. Logano at 6. Top 5. Ryan Blaney. Yeah, like his teammates, Blaney didn't show us much at Charlotte. When he did finally sneak into the top 10, he got wrecked. That was in stage 3. He earned 0 stage points up to that point. That's surprising considering how good he's been at mile and a halfs this year. I mean, he had recent finishes of 3rd at Texas and 3rd at Kansas coming into this race. So again, I don't know what happened to Team Penske. I'm going to chalk this up as just a weird one-off. Hopefully they turn it around at Nashville. Number 4, Denny Hamlin finished bad. Yes, 16th, not great, but he had top 5 speed all night at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Steadily climbed up the leaderboard, earned the 3rd most stage points, battled door to door with Byron for the lead the entire second half. Pit crew just didn't get the car full of gas. Dang, I know his last 4 finishes aren't great, but he's led laps in all 4 of those events, and now we head to Nashville where Hamlin was in position to win before all of the overtime restarts broke out at the very end. Hamlin has a ton of speed. I'm confident this team will work through these little issues, get the details right very, very soon. Top 3, a weekend to forget for Kyle Larson. Obviously wrecked out of both the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. Nashville is up next. Larson has won there before. Great chance to bounce back, but in the 3 next-gen races at Nashville, Larson hasn't led a single lap. I want to see how resilient Kyle Larson can be this weekend after a couple of bad NASCAR finishes in a row. In 2nd, I have Christopher Bell, who led the most laps at Nashville 1 season ago. Look for him to contend this weekend. He comes into this race with 6 top 10 finishes the past 7 races. Throw in an all-star race win for good measure. Even when the 20 team isn't perfect, like Sunday night at Charlotte, they still get good finishes more times than not. 8th place run, solid top 10. Bell, Adam Stevens, that pit crew don't seem to beat themselves very often. That is a great sign. But at number 1, back in the top spot after a few weeks away, I have William Byron. I know it's really frustrating that he didn't win, but he did sweep the first 3 stages. And he finished 2nd at the end. Like, huge points day for William Byron. Not only is Byron the points leader once again, but he's opened up a decent gap over 2nd. I have William Byron in the top spot this week. This was a really difficult week to rank. I'm sure there will be some disagreement down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of my top 10, my weekly power rankings post-Charlotte heading into Nashville. I look forward to reading your comments. That'll do it for this episode, folks. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more NASCAR race reactions, news, commentary, and so much more every single day, every single week, all year long. I'll be at Nashville Super Speedway this weekend, all 3 days, I believe. Looking forward to that. Hope to see some of y'all out there. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, folks. I will talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.